Hi everybody, it's Ia Patsy and I am here to do something that I was led to do, even though I have readings to finish getting through. Let me just get straight to this. So the other night, I was drawn to, for some reason, I was looking in the internet like I do, and I was led to um, look at some videos that had to do with Natalie Wood. Now, I have been doing my readings and I have just had other things crazy going on around me. And I haven't been paying too much attention to the news. So I can say honestly that I didn't know that something was going on with Natalie Wood recently. I will say this. I have always, always been like she's one of my favorite movie stars all my life since I was a kid. And I was very upset when she passed away. I never, ever for 1 second believed that it was an accident, that Robert Wagner didn't have anything to do with it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because back in the day, they had that show Heart to Heart, which was Robert Wagner's TV series, and it was on ABC, right? So we were limited in what we had to watch on television at the time. But nonetheless, it was really a good show. It was like a husband and wife detective team solving mysteries, and he was rich and she was a journalist, and they were all over the world, and very sexy, very beautiful, beautiful woman played his wife. Her name is Stephanie Powers, right? Is Stephanie Powers. And Stephanie Powers played, I think her name was Jennifer Hart, and I think Robert Wagner's character's name was Jonathan Hart. But nevertheless. So, I said then at the time, something's going on. This is not the whole story. But we really, really, really never have gotten the whole story, right? We just know what Robert Wagner and who was this other idiot that was on the boat with them? Anyway, another actor, right? For those of you who don't know the story, Google it. There's all kinds of stories about it. And for those of you who don't know what Natalie Wood looked like, I just want to show you here real quick. This is Natalie Wood. Beautiful, huh? And Natalie Wood had been an actress since she was a little girl. She was in Miracle on 34th Street, the original version of that. She was in Splendor in the Grass. She was in why am I drawing a blank right now? West Side Story. She played Maria. And just beautiful. And Gypsy, which is my favorite, right? For those who haven't seen it, it's a movie about Gypsy Rose Lee, who was a burlesque dancer, basically a stripper, during the time of vaudeville until it moved to burlesque. She was a pioneer of that, and it tells her Natalie Wood played Gypsy Rose Lee, and it's a really, really beautiful movie and very, very good. And Natalie Wood was just gorgeous, and she just was cool. I always liked her. She was in Rebel Without a Cause. Um, I always liked her. So anyway, I was really, not ever really happy about that explanation that they tried to give us about Robert Wagner. Now, Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood had been married twice. They hadn't gotten married. They'd gotten married to one another, got divorced, remarried other people, and then got back together again. All right, and they had 3 girls, I believe. Okay, so Natalie Wood was born on July 20th, 1938. So she's a Cancer, Leo Cusp, and Robert Wagner was born on February 10th, 1930. So, and Robert Wagner was a very famous actor also back in the day, and he's still, he's still around, he's still alive, and he's remarried. So this is the thing. Stephanie Powers played his wife on the show. Now, after Natalie Wood died and a little time passed, he got remarried to Jill St. John, another actress. So, I thought that was fishy because if you see Stephanie Powers and Jill St. John, they look very much like one another. I mean, and if you ever watch Heart to Heart, you can catch, I think I have DVDs of it and whatever. Stephanie Powers is beautiful, but Jill St. John is a very attractive woman too, and very intelligent. I think they said that she has like an IQ of 167. She's brilliant, but you know, you probably wouldn't know that by the part she plays, but just acting, right? Natalie Wood was born in California, but her parents were Russian, right? Her name was Natalia Nikolavena Zakhareno. Okay, she was born in San Francisco. So, like I said, she's been an actress since she was 4. And at age 8, she was one of the stars of Miracle on 34th Street. Okay, River Without a Cause, where she earned a nomination for Best Supporting Actress. West Side Story, Gypsy, Splendid in the Grass, Love with the Proper Stranger, and Bob, Carol, Ted, and Alice in 1969, which was a movie about swinging back in the day. So that's another one you could check out also. So when Natalie passed away, she was 43 years old, and it was November 29th, 1981, right around Thanksgiving time, right? They said it was drowning. So they reopened the investigation. This is not the first time, but this is good. The people who were on the boat were acting like they didn't know what was going on. So the captain of the boat, some neighbors in a neighboring boat have been coming forth telling their stories. Natalie Wood's sister is her name is Lana Wood. She's an actress too, but not as famous as Natalie. She's been trying to get to the bottom of it for a long time because it bothered her. So the point I was going to make, back to the point. Natalie Wood, married to Robert Wagner. He's on Heart to Heart with Stephanie Powers. You would think that they were married, right? Stephanie Powers was with William Holden, another actor, much older than her, but really famous actor, really good looking back in his day. Hold that thought, William Holden. Now, Jill St. John looks a lot like Stephanie Powers. But Stephanie Powers is prettier, but they could be sisters. Let's put it like that. Red hair, the whole, same tribe. So now, what I found out just today, and this is way after I've already had my suspicions about Robert Wagner, the first episode of Heart to Heart, the pilot, he was in it. Stephanie Powers was in it. Jill St. John was in it. And so was Natalie Wood. But Natalie Wood just had like a cameo, and she didn't use her real name. So she wasn't on the screen credits. But if you watch it, if you ever have a chance to watch the episode, and I think there are little clips of it, she's there. So, first episode, Heart to Heart. And these 3 prominent women in Robert Wagner's life happened to all be in that same episode of his new series. Okay. Just a coincidence. Okay. Now, also I found out today in my research that the original title for the movie Miracle on 34th Street was wait a minute, I'm going to tell you right now because I thought that was so... Okay, The Big Heart. That was originally the title of the movie Miracle on 34th Street, The Big Heart. And Heart to Heart was still on the air when Natalie Wood passed away. The episode that aired right after she passed away was 34 days after she passed away. And I'm thinking, I was writing so much stuff down. The episode was called From the Depth of My Heart. And the first episode that started off the series was about a friend of Jonathan who has appeared to have committed suicide driving from the Golden Goose Health Spa, right? Wherever they were. And while I was reading about that, I remember hearing lately that Robert WAGNER inherited Natalie Wood's entire estate. And half of it went to him, and the other half was put in trust for their daughters. Now, he had to know that, right? Okay, what else did I think was interesting about them? So anyway, Robert WAGNER ends up marrying Jill St. John. But my thing is, it was never an accident. I don't even think it was a heat of the moment thing. I think that Robert WAGNER always had a thing for Stephanie Powers. But Stephanie Powers was with William Holden, right? And he ain't gonna leave William Holden for Robert WAGNER. And plus he's married and all of this other stuff, right? But William Holden died on November 12th, 1981. And Natalie Wood died November 29th, 1981. What's that, 17 days? My theory is that when William Holden died, Robert WAGNER got a bright idea. He's not stupid either, and he's been an actor a long time himself. And he knew that Natalie was getting ready to start this movie with, why can't I remember this idiot's name right now? Whatever. He was in Batman Returns and all this. But anyway, so I think that he set his plan into motion to make everybody think that there may have been some kind of a relationship, some kind of an affair, some kind of something going on between Natalie Wood and her co-star, because they were on a little break on her ship, her ship, I don't know whose ship it was, but it was called Splendor, after Splendor in the Grass, right? And this guy comes to have, I guess, Thanksgiving with them or whatever on the ship, 60-feet ship, yacht, right? Natalie gets upset because Robert WAGNER gets into some kind of an argument. Allegedly, this is the story. He gets in some kind of argument with the other guy. He breaks a bottle of champagne. Natalie gets up, leaves, and goes in her room, right? That's his story. That's the last he's seen Natalie. Now, the night before, Natalie didn't even stay at the boat because she had gotten into a back and forth with RJ. That's what they call him, Robert WAGNER. They call him RJ. So she leaves the boat, and the captain of the ship goes with her and stays at the hotel because he's their bodyguard too. He's just with them all the time. No shade on that. But she left her husband and that other actor on the boat together overnight, and then they said that she came back in the morning and she cooked breakfast for them, right? But she was just pissed off with her husband. But she had company and she just wanted to stay. I guess she didn't want to sleep in the same room with him. Okay, happens. So she comes back in the morning, she makes breakfast, and this evening is when this alleged argument goes on. Now, RJ's been alone all night long with this co-star, and I'm getting ready to get his name because this is ridiculous. I'm calling him a co-star, but he was there all night with this guy, Christopher Walken. Yes, Christopher Walken. This guy, right? Him. That was her co-star in the movie that she was making at the time that she passed away, and he was visiting with her and RJ at on this boat, right? So now she leaves him there all night with RJ, but yet and still he's supposed to be so jealous of the relationship between Natalie and her co-star. That made no sense. And then after she passed away, he and this guy leave and go back to wherever they live, wherever he lives, and leaves the captain to identify Natalie's body when they fish it out of the river. So now, the story back then, they all stuck to it. But now the ship's captain is starting to get guilty because I guess he's getting closer to, Judgment Day, and he wants to clear his conscience, so he's snitching. Okay. Robert Wagner is not saying nothing, right? And the co-star, Faulkner, he is starting to speak up now. He's saying that they did have an argument. And there's a woman who says that she tried to tell the police that she heard a woman screaming in the water asking, screaming for help. And she heard a man with a slurry voice say, "Hold on, we're going to help you." And then nothing. I'm thinking that Robert Wagner thought he could have a chance to get with Stephanie Powers. And went through all of this, took the opportunity. I think he planned it. And I think he made her co-star feel that he was a powerful person. He's a player, that if he snitched and said what really happened, that his career would be ruined. Christopher Walken, right? I think that he threatened him with that. So he kept his mouth shut all these years, and he had a good career. But he's spacey, too. He's not the brightest bulb. He doesn't seem to be, the way he carries himself. He always goes like space cadet-y. And I believe that this is what went on. The problem was, or the foul came, that when William Holden passed away, Stephanie Powers was pretty devastated, and she probably wasn't interested in getting with Robert Wagner like that. And maybe she thought he was crazy, which would be true. So he ended up going to Jill St. John. And they've been together ever since, raising Natalie Wood's kids, and life is good for them. So now recently, over the last week, it seems that they've reopened this case and they are actually calling him a person of interest. And he's not talking to anybody. Okay, so Natalie Wood, when I did her birth numbers, she adds up to a 3, right? So 3 is communication, right? Robert Wagner, his numbers add up to 7. So 7 and 3 is 10. 10 reduces to 1. So this relationship, I think, was like a clash of egos, maybe, because they were stars. She may have been more, maybe not a, well, she was a bigger star. I mean, she had Academy Awards and stuff, but he like I said, he's a power player. He's a power player, and he always has been. And he was older than her, also only by 8 years, but you know. Anyway, I was drawn to come down here and try to do some kind of a reading about to see what Natalie has to say about all this. Maybe she can give us some insight. So, first, I don't even know, but I'm just gonna let Spirit lead me and let's go. So we're going to be using the Talking to Heaven cards, and those are by James Van Praagh and Doreen Virtue. All right, so done my prayers. Okay, so let's see if I can tap into Natalie Wood if she wants to. Okay, so the first card comes here is It's Not Your Fault. Well, I know that, but they use the cards that they have and then they expand upon the messages. Alrighty. I know what I wanted. I wanted to have my numerology deck here, and I don't, but I'll get it. I have a new understanding. Okay. All right. Okay. Anything else? My mind is free. There is no time where I am. Time is only on the earth. All right. So, okay. All right. So I think what she's saying is she's not pressed about this situation. She's not looking to blame anybody for anything. Her mind is free. She's happy. She has a new understanding. And she's saying there's no time where she is. Time is only on the earth. And what I'm picking up here is it doesn't matter how long it takes for them to solve this. It's fine. Whenever it's supposed to be addressed, it'll be addressed. When whoever's supposed to solve it, whoever's supposed to be held accountable for it, when it's the time, that's when it'll be the time. Perhaps now's the time, perhaps not. But I think what she's saying here in this card is that she's not even worried about it anymore. It's not something that concerns her. And we know, or we feel that once the spirit passes over or goes back to source, their mind is free, right? They're not thinking in the same way that they did, right? They have a new understanding. So there's no need for revenge or anything like that. That doesn't mean that they would be adverse to justice or stop it from happening, I don't believe. But she's not angry. She's not upset. She's not trying to get revenge. So, let's see if we can get any further messages here about the situation. All right, Natalie, is there anything else that you'd like to convey? All right, so Four of Cups. So this talks about having choices, not seeing what's right, what else is being offered to you. All right, looking at what is in front of you and not seeing the gift that you've been given. But this came out reversed. So ingratitude, that's what I'm getting, ingratitude. Okay. And then the strength card, and then death. Somebody called, someone felt that someone was ungrateful. Someone felt like someone was ungrateful. The- Someone was always trying to be strong. Someone was always trying to appear, appear that things were good. They thought that they could control this energy. Someone was thought that they could, or was controlling. Someone was very controlling. Okay, someone was very controlling. And this is what led to this ending, to this death. Someone was being ungrateful, or felt that someone was being ungrateful and controlling. And they wanted to end, they wanted to change. They wanted to change. They wanted to change. They wanted to change. And they wanted to walk away from this relationship. Someone wanted to walk away from this relationship. They felt someone was being ungrateful. Someone was trying to be strong. Someone wanted to end it and walk away. Okay, all right. The devil energy here. And the bottom of the deck after that is the Emperor card. So again, someone who is maybe a father figure, someone who's very controlling, someone who is maybe the foundation. So this could also be Natalie, because maybe she was calling the shots. Maybe she's saying that she felt that RJ was being ungrateful. And she was really the one that was calling the shots. And he didn't like that. So he was ready to end it and walk away. That's why he wanted to end it and walk away. He didn't like her being strong. She was the stronger one in the relationship. And he may have had some type of addiction or some dark secret that maybe she was threatening to tell, and he couldn't have that. He couldn't have that. He didn't want that. If they got divorced another time, maybe she was threatening that if he left, if he divorced her, maybe he was afraid he was going to lose a lot. Excuse midnight here. Maybe he felt that maybe she felt that he was going to lose a lot, or she threatened that he would lose a lot if they got divorced again, or he was afraid. Come on, what are you doing? You got to get off the table, Mama. Okay, I appreciate it too. Alrighty. What do you want to do? I'm busy. I'm working. So anyway, now, ouch. 2 cards that came was 9 of Swords, being backstabbed, along with 6 of Cups. So, this is looking back at the past. Looking back at the past, reminiscing, feeling stabbed in the back. Someone was leaving, someone was walking away, and it was making, if you look in the back of the 6 of Cups, someone is leaving. Someone is remembering good times, being grateful, and someone is leaving. And then feeling backstabbed. Okay, anything else? So, RJ had a secret, some type of addiction maybe. Okay, then that kind of makes a little sense, because it was low-key rumor that the affair was not Natalie and Walken, that it may have been RJ, that he had some bisexual proclivities. That's why she divorced him the first time. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. That falls underneath the Death card. So, unhappiness. Got a 10 of Swords. Did I say this was 9 yet? 10 of Swords, 10 of Coins. 10 of Swords, 10 of Coins. 10 of Swords and the 10 of Coins is in the reverse. So, yeah. Happy life was not happy anymore. Someone was feeling backstabbed. Okay, so maybe Natalie was feeling backstabbed because she had covered for RJ with his bisexuality before. And she thought that, this is a while ago, so people were not trying to reveal Tower card. Yeah. People weren't trying to reveal that they were gay back then at all, especially in Hollywood. That would have affected someone's career. So, if RJ managed to seduce Christopher Walken, whatever his name, right? Now he had, and Christopher Walken was nowhere as big a star as Natalie Wood and Robert Webb. He was kind of starting out. So he had found some way to seduce him and then use it as something to hold over his head to keep him quiet, even if it just happened that night, that one time. Because again, like I'm saying, I'm thinking he's planning all of this. He's setting this all up because the goal is not Christopher Walken or Natalie Wood. The goal is to get rid of Natalie Wood so he could be with Stephanie Powers. Who ends up doesn't want him anyway, but he plugged in a replacement, I guess. Because he messed up. And maybe Stephanie Powers knew what he did. Maybe. And that might be why she never got with him like that. Because they're still friends. Her and him and Jill St. John. Who knows what went on back in the days. But for right now, William Holden was the love of her life. And she was very, very, very devastated. She didn't heal as quickly as RJ seemed to heal behind Natalie. So, okay. So there's a tower moment, feeling stabbed in the back. Loss of happiness and abundance. Someone was afraid of losing that or was going to lose that. And then the tower moment happened. And that fell right under the 8 of Cups walking away. So that may have been what the tower moment was. Let's get one more card, please. Can we get something else? Thank you for helping us with this, Natalie. Thank you for coming to us. Oh. Oh. All right. So, all right. Okay. Okay. So, okay, here we have the 9 of Swords. Falling underneath the devil energy. Okay, so, yeah. Someone was going to walk away. And someone was feeling backstabbed, that they were going to lose their abundance. And they were very worried about everything crashing down around them. Natalie was threatening RJ. She was threatening to leave him. Again. And it was not about her and Wagner. It was about when she thought it was about him and RJ, but it wasn't. RJ's very, 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 very slick. And he was just doing things to confound everybody. The only person that was going to ever know the truth of what happened that night was him. And he was going to be the only one to know that it wasn't just an accident or a angry, passionate moment that turned bad. No, this was a plan. This was a plan. And maybe that's another reason why he never got with Stephanie Powers after a while. Maybe he figured if that happened, then people would really figure it out. So the next card that flew out just now was Temperance. And it was in the reverse. So somebody was running out of patience. He was worried that the tower moment was going to happen. Because she had already told him that she was leaving. That this was over. She did not appreciate him with all of these options and being ungrateful. And so she was trying to be strong. She wanted to end it. She was going to walk away. But he wasn't going to allow that because he was codependent, because she had more money. Not that he was broke, but, you know, greedy. They had been together a long time, and now she's threatening to leave him. So now he's feeling backstabbed. He feels like he's going to lose his abundance. He's afraid that she's going to put his business out and he's going to be ruined. So he's up fretting, upset about it, and he's out of balance. So he's desperate. He's desperate. Okay, so they were already having this struggle, and then William Holden died, and then he started to just get this bright idea, a way to be with Stephanie Powers, or at least have that option, to get Natalie Wood, to stop her from exposing him, and get the money, get the inheritance. And he was becoming impatient. So he came up with this plan because he was tired of worrying about it. He was sick of worrying about it. Right. So he concocted this plan. Yeah. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands. Yeah, he was carrying a heavy burden in his head. It was a burden, and he didn't want to be exposed. She was the boss. She was running shit. This energy was Natalie's energy. All right, let's see if we can get some further clarification. What's this addiction? What's this devil card here? What was this? Oh, my goodness. Okay. So what do we have? We have, okay, 3 of Wands. Okay, so choosing that yin and yang up there, someone who was a good fit, someone who matched their energy, someone who he was passionate about, lots of passion and love. I don't even know why I'm saying he, but some passion that he was looking for, someone that he felt matched him, someone that completed him, and he was looking forward for that, going towards that. And then 5 of Cups. All right, so crying, looking at, not crying over spilled milk, but just looking at what has happened, what's been ruined. All right, but knowing that this had to happen in order for a new bridge to open, in order to cross over to something new. So you got 3 cups spilled and 2 standing that he is aware of. It's not that he's not aware of those cups because they're close and they're in his periphery. But these cups are strewn in front of him. I'm looking at it so close because it's not, there's like sticks and things in there coming out of those cups. It's not water. It's other stuff, it seems. But definitely knowing that something, this is a bridge to, a means to an end. Okay, alrighty. Something had to go because it was a means to an end. So we got the 3 of Wands, the 5 of Cups, and then we have, oh boy. All right, so we have the Page of Cups. So again, this is a relationship with, it could be Pisces energy. RJ is Aquarius. but that's okay. It's water. Something emotional. Something emotional, something that's been going on a long time. All right. But it's a dark energy. Five of Cups, Prince of Cups, well, Page. And there's the devil again. So the devil energy is clarifying the devil energy, the addiction. And we have all of these energies are male energies in these depictions. The devil is a male energy. Three of Wands is a male energy on this. The Five of Cups is a male energy, and the Page of Cups is a male energy. So, yeah, maybe it could be. Maybe there was some other. Maybe RJ. Maybe he does have that energy for loving same sex or bisexuality. Maybe that's what this is about. You know, that yin and yang, that, and all of that red. So it could be something that is taboo, something that is forbidden. Could be talking about cheating. I mean, that red that he's holding there is coming out from underneath his armor. Is showing, like his slip is showing. Interesting. All right, let's see what we can get real quick on the Three of Wands. Wow. And maybe Jill St. John was the brains behind this whole thing, because she does have a very high IQ. Something to consider. All right, so okay, so this is someone that offered someone an adventure. And this talks about a balance between emotions and actions. Being firmly grounded as you're waiting to take on the next adventure. Balance. And we had gotten Temperance in the reverse, which is balance. So this person is trying to get balance. Trying to get balance. Okay, so trying to solve this situation for himself. And it says, taking advantage of an approaching opportunity. That was the opportunity. That was the opportunity. Five of Cups. Yes, Natalie said, me too. That's what she says. She said, me too. Okay, she's part of the Me Too movement, and she's glad that this is happening because now they're taking a different look at it, a better look at it. Okay, so this, a disappointment. Someone that is going to test your resilience. Someone or something or someone that you love that is testing your resilience. This is about keeping your feelings to yourself. You may be inclined to keep your feelings to yourself, and this is probably a good idea as you come to terms with the situation and see it more clearly. This is not the end of the story by any means, right? And that's why he took the time to leave and take walking with him to get the story together, to get the story straight. He wanted to keep his feelings to himself, but he knew he had to tell the police something, and he wanted to make sure that they were all on the same page. And the skipper, the captain of the ship said, or the yacht said that Robert Wagner had hired an attorney for him, and the attorney wrote the statement, and all he did was sign it. And he and Christopher Walken and RJ all had the same story. So, the page of chalices, page of cups, all right, here we go. Now, this side is the inner thoughts. This is a person who keeps their moodiness to themselves. When it feels threatened, it withdraws into its shell. And it's safer to remain in this shell. Also, as I'm reading this, Natalie Wood always had a fear of drowning, always. They said that their mother had gotten a reading, and the person said that one of your children were going to be known all over the world, and somebody in your family was going to die. Drown. So that's why her sister's saying there's no way that Natalie would have gone out to try to get into a dinghy in the middle of the night in November in her slippers and her nightgown. That wouldn't happen. No matter how upset she would have been at Robert Wagner, there were three other people in the place, and the captain would have taken her wherever she needed to go. So she doesn't believe that she fell. Now, they were drinking that night, but they all were drinking. And as a matter of fact, RJ offered the captain a drink rather than call the Coast Guard to look for Natalie to help her. Because he knew she was, I think they got into it somehow. He roughed her up, he hit her, she fell over, and she was screaming for him to help her, and he told her, he made her think that he was going to help her, and he was yelling it out, but he had no intentions of it. That was just in case somebody was listening. Ooh, I got a ding. Oh my goodness. When I get a ding from my iPad or my phone, is like a confirmation. It's a bell. So, yeah. He knew that she was drowning. He knew she couldn't swim at all. And she had a fear of dark water, and that's exactly where she was. And here in this explanation, it says, sea turtles are old souls that have been swimming in the dark waters for many lifetimes. Now, the next card was the devil again. So let's see what they want to tell us about this. Okay, so basically, let's see. Time for self-examination. Are you the devil in this scene? Or are you the one in bondage? The devil comes out when we exert our power over weaker, more vulnerable people. If you have bullied or intimidated someone, or if you're keeping someone in a relationship against their better judgment, take a good look in the mirror. If you are the one who is bound, seek ways to break the change. chains. Your servitude may not be to a person or position. It could be addictive and destructive habits, which are the devil's tools as well. Okay, so I think that he was feeling like she was too strong. She was diminishing him. She had something to hold over his head. I don't think that he wanted a divorce. I think she did because maybe she caught him in something again, or she just was sick of him again. And, but for whatever reason, he felt vulnerable. Okay? Right? That's what was going on? All right, let me see. Maybe we can get something from the Tower of Sexual Magic since they told me to get it out. So, yeah, something that he was trying to hide. And this is the Page of Wands. Page of Wands. Okay, so some love that's passionate. A passionate love. This was in the reverse though. So this is something that was passionate, something that was going on for a long time, something where the people felt very comfortable. People that had grown together. But this was in the reverse. So they didn't feel trusting. They weren't trusting each other anymore. Okay. They didn't feel like they were trusting each other anymore. All right. Okay. And yeah, Seven of Swords. Not speaking to each other. Someone's feeling hurt. Someone doesn't know what to do, doesn't have anything else to say. She's looking at what she's looking at her money. She's looking at her beauty. She's looking at her family. And she wants to heal this situation. But they weren't talking to each other. So there was trouble. They weren't speaking to one another. She was not even thinking about him anymore. She wasn't trying to focus on him. She was focusing on her money and her beauty and her work. And he was worried. He didn't know what to say. He was tired of begging. He had been begging. Okay, he had been begging. He had been begging. But High Priestess, number 2. All right, so this is someone who knows a lot, very intuitive. But again, this was in the reverse. So whoever, yeah, she wasn't feeling, she felt like her intuition was off. Or he was trying to make her think that her intuition was off. Okay. Okay, that's what she tried to. Bottom of the deck, Knave of Pentacles. So again, this is about money, maybe forcing somebody to drink, forcing, oh, that, okay. That's why she had alcohol on her in her system, and that's why she was bruised up, because he was forcing her to drink because he wanted there to be alcohol in her system. They were fighting. And Christopher Walken heard all of it. But he was staying in his room. And he wasn't coming out. Or maybe he was afraid. He heard what was going on. He heard what was going on. They had been fighting. She was tired of talking to him. She was tired of focusing on him. He was begging her not to turn her back on him. But she was done. And he forced her. He was forcing her to drink. He was being very rough with her. And Christopher Walken heard what was happening. He heard it. He knew. He knows what was going on. He heard it. Yeah. Here's strength again. In the reverse. So he overpowered her. He overpowered her. He overpowered her. My Lord, have mercy. Okay. She couldn't hold on anymore. She couldn't hold on anymore. She couldn't hold on anymore. Yeah, she was in the water, and she couldn't hold on anymore. She got weak. And here's the Two of Wands. Discussing, making plans. I think this is Christopher Walken and RJ after this was over. The two of them were making plans. This is them having a discussion, going away together. The time that they spent traveling back to their house. That's when they ate and they talked. And RJ they discussed the plans, what was going on. Like I said, I don't think Christopher Walken was really involved with him. He may have been, who knows. But the aim was to get away from this marriage without losing financial stability, without having your secrets exposed. And RJ, allegedly from the reading, and this is just for entertainment purposes, folks, and RJ came up with a plan. And, okay, thank you. Could have been plotting with Jill St. John the whole time. There's a redhead. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Pentacles. So, Seven of Pentacles talks about working hard. And as I'm seeing him there with his leg over her, and she's thinking this is about being controlling, someone wanting to be in control, or being one person being in control over the money. Okay. Alrighty. So basically, I think the message that we're getting here is that RJ planned this. He may have had help before, and he had help afterwards when Christopher Walken and the captain helped him cover up these things. And he did this so that he could establish stability for himself and keep his secrets for himself. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we get here. Anything else you want to let us know, Natalie? Okay, so what I need to really, the question is this going to be resolved? Is there going to be justice for you in the situation? Even though you really don't care anymore, actually. But you know that, okay, she knows that her sister is suffering. Her children are confused. I heard her say, my fans are confused. They need to know what happened. They need to know what happened. My loyal fans need to know what happened. Okay, so Queen of Cups and the Chariot. So you got that yin yang symbol again on the back of his jacket, his cloak, right? So this is traveling over rough terrain, and this is someone who's been through a lot, but she still has a lot of love. She's not jaded by her experiences, but she's learned from them. So, healing, a healing journey. Okay. Some mystery is demanding attention. If you've been focusing on mundane details, how to get from point A to B, the importance of this transition could be missed. Continue forward along the path. Listen to your intuition more than your logic. Be aware of what was holding you back. You may not have noticed that you are now free. So someone was looking for their freedom. Okay, she said earlier that her mind was free, right? Okay. All right. So it's been a rough road. You're healed. You're going forward on your journey. So basically you're saying, does it make a difference to you? She said, just to my fans. That's what she just said, just to my fans. All right. So she don't care, really. But if it helps them feel better, she's okay with it. All right. So let's see what we can get here. These are the Archangel Oracle deck. Can we just get one card just so we could see? Okay, here we go again with strength. Strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence and forgiveness. That's what she's saying. She's fine. She's confidence. She's forgiving. The next card here was Six of Raphael, embracing your inner child. Okay, so this is like the Six of Cups again. So she's saying that she's looking back on that time with fondness because she had a good childhood. She's enjoying her reconnection with her family and ancestors. So she's glad that she's been able to make connections with her family and friends. And the next card that came with this was the Page of Raphael. A new emotional situation, messages regarding relationships or social invitations, great insights. Okay, so, all right. Okay, so she knows that they're looking at the situation. She knows that the case is being looked into. She feels that they're on the right track. Okay. She feels that they're on the right track. She's forgiven the situation. But I think what she's saying is she's confident that yeah. I don't know if she's saying that she's confident that there's going to be a resolution, but she's not opposed to them getting to the bottom of it and finding out what the answer is. Okay, she's not opposed to it. All right, okay. So let's see if Natalie wants to help us out with the oracle from the wisdom of the oracle deck, Colette Baron Reed. All right. Let's see. You have a message for us about this situation, Natalie? You're going to give us some. We want to know what's going to happen. Are you going to finally get justice? Anything? Number 29. So 2 and 9 is 11. Manifestation. Breathe. Really? What you trying to tell us? Breathe. Let's see. 29. So something is manifesting. This is a year manifestation. Let's see what breathe is. Thank you. Ashe. Patience. Waiting. Going slow. Meditation. Wellness. Trust. Patience in all things is called for right now. What do you do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate and trust. Breathe. Repeat. Now is the time to allow the life-giving element of air to replenish your body, your being, and your essence. Miracles will appear. Okay, so release constrictions and anxieties. Savor the moment, and the waiting won't prove to be so hard. Patience pays off in deep, and I mean, okay. So she's saying that she has been patiently waiting. That's why she said there is no time where she is. Time is only on earth. She is in no rush. She's in no rush. All right. And, oof, and she's enjoying her new life. She's enjoying her life on the other side. And she's enjoying watching what's going on down here. Watching what's happening. She's enjoying watching what's happening. That's what she's saying. Yeah, she's enjoying. She's savoring this. Okay. So in a way, she's kind of enjoying, like, she wants to see if he's going to get it too. I guess she knows, but I guess it's like watching a movie. She's just like, she knows what the ending is already, but, she's just enjoying the plot twists and hearing what everybody's saying and seeing all of the attention. Oh, she's enjoying the attention again. Okay. Well, we never really ran out of the attention. We see you every Christmas. She says, I know. And another thing I was reading is her favorite fragrance was gardenia, and I always have gardenia incense. That was very interesting to find. So, three cards that came here was yin. All right, so we did get that yin and yang in the Three of Wands. So this is something that completes the cycle, something that is someone, the completion, the other person that completes you, the other partner, the other side, the thing that makes you whole. Okay. And 19, flexible, being willing to bend, being willing to go with the flow. Okay. Spirit just said that has to do with his bisexuality. And last card, why? Why? Okay. Okay. So she is saying that he was her soulmate. And she tried to be flexible. She tried to be accepting. She tried to forgive him. But it was just like she couldn't understand why she wasn't enough for him. She didn't understand why he would want to give in to those urges when she was right there. Okay. Why couldn't she? That was what was that was the thing that was frustrating her. That's why she wanted to get a divorce from him, because she saw that he wasn't going to change and he was always going to have this proclivity towards having three-party bisexual relationships. He always wanted to do that, and she just was, no. She'd had enough of it. And she didn't want, she knew that he was, like he was grooming, I guess, Wagner, and she saw it, and that's what she didn't like. And then there was a fork in the road. There was a fork in the road, and she was making a choice to go to get away. That's a 13, and the Y is a 31. So 13 and 31, and they both add up to 4. So this is the foundation. This is at the heart of this. She was leaving him because she couldn't deal with it anymore, because she felt that he was her soulmate, but he was trying to, was having these other things, and she didn't understand why, and they had just come to an impasse. All right, okay. They had come to an impasse. But she didn't expect him to do this. She just thought they were going to get divorced. She didn't know that he was setting her up. She wasn't aware of what was going on with him having this, like, passionate crush on Stephanie Powell. Like, she knew it, but she didn't know how serious it was. She just was like, she thought it was like a crush. And he got another 3. Between worlds. So 3 is communication. So maybe she's acknowledging that she is watching what's going on. She's communicating. She's actually probably directing a lot of what's happening now. So the veil is lifted. A deep knowing. 4 and 3 is 7. She's gotten some wisdom. She's at peace. And I think she's saying that she knows everything's going to be fine. Because remember, she's in the she's crossed over. She's in a different dimension. So she already knows. She's at peace with it. She knows the secrets. She knows the secrets. Anything else? Anything else? Okay. The fates. She's leaving it to the fates. Okay, she's saying she knows that she's going to get justice eventually anyway. 17, the fates, karma. So she's saying that she knows that this is karma. She's having faith. Okay. Ha 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 ha. All righty then. Treasure Island. All right, so this is a 9. So something is ending. Something is almost over. And it may come with, it's something that may be attached to money and love. And here, message in a bottle. Number 15. So this again, 1 and 5 is 6. This is about love. And I'm thinking what she's saying is that, this message, she put this out a long time ago. The answer to this has always been there, just waiting for somebody to get it. It was going to wash up. Something, that's how they found her body. She washed up into the cove, not far, like a mile away from where the boat was. And they said there was no water in her lungs. So, weird. That she was dead before he put her in, before she got in the water. They were fighting, they were struggling. She hit her head. But she had been calling out for help. She had been calling out for help, but it wasn't before she got in the water. It was before she got in the water. She was yelling out for help, and he was saying, "Don't worry, I'm going to get somebody help." Like he knew that if somebody was listening, he wanted to make it sound like he was going to get help for her, but he knew he was getting ready to toss her over, and that's why there was no water in her lungs, because she didn't drown. She died and was tossed into the water. And what the lady heard was her screaming for help, not because she was in the water. She was screaming for help because he was strangling her. That's why the strength card here. Yeah. That was, I guess, her trying to indicate he was strangling her. That's why the strength card came out a few times. Okay. To bring my attention to that. He strangled her and threw her into the water. They were fighting. He hit her, and he strangled her and threw her in the water. And that's why he didn't want the captain to call the Coast Guard, just in case she wasn't dead. All right, so message in the bottle, something that you put out into the atmosphere a while ago. And I guess is what you're saying, that this is what's happening now. What you put out, that energy that you put out for there to be justice is what it is. Okay, it says you can expect someone to favor you with positive news in the form of a letter, a phone call, or an email. You are the intended receiver of this message, so stay open to what you learn. Only good will come in the end. The signs are all there. Okay, so that's going to be the justice. She's going to find out. She's going to hear when we do. She will get justice. She will get justice. There'll be justice for her. That's what that was. Her energy has gone out. Work is being done. Yeah. So I think it's saying that he will be charged, and not only will he be charged, but he may confess. Nah, he ain't gonna confess. He's gonna be charged, and they're gonna have enough evidence to convict him now. So I guess, well, I know that will give a lot of comfort to her sister. I don't know. I don't think that's going to affect their children too well, because they stand by their father. But why wouldn't they? He's their only father. Actually, one of their daughters is not really his child. That's her second husband's kid, because she was married to him, RJ first, and then the second guy, and then RJ again. But he adopted her, the daughter. Of course he did, because that way he can be over her money too. Yeah, he could be over her money too, not her father being over her money. By him adopting her, he becomes her father, and therefore he's the trust. He's in charge of the trust for all of the girls. Oh, man, please. People scheming and scheming. So, anyway, folks, we'll see what happens, but I guess Natalie wanted us to take a look at that for her. I know I did because, like I said, I love her. And I want her to get justice, and I want Robert Wagner, if he did this, then he needs to not get away with it. That's bad. Bad. That's bad. Not only is it just murder, premeditated murder. Okay, even if they gave him manslaughter. He killed someone. He killed someone famous. Why is he any different from the guy that killed John Lennon? Just asking. Murder is murder, right? So, premeditated, in my opinion. Because I don't think that it just happened at the spur of the moment. I think that's something that he had planned and plotted because they weren't getting along, and he knew that she was getting ready to skedaddle, and then he would have lost access. And after she passed away, he got all of her estate and the trust fund for the girls that was the other half of the estate. And being that he's their only father, he's their only guardian, he's in control of that too. What a karmic could do. Here we are with these options again. Wow, okay, that was the card we started this off with. So, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Natalie. We appreciate it. So, thank you, everybody, and I hope you all enjoy this. This is just something to do, get my juices flowing, get this off my back because it was bothering me. So, let me go finish doing my work, and I will talk to everybody soon, okay? Love you guys. Peace.